In today's news, we're going to be covering the impeachment attempt by the Democrats against our duly elected President Trump. Right now, it seems it is January 11th. There is approximately 9 days left in Trump's presidency. Of course, unless there's a miracle, the Rubicon is crossed, insurrection occurs. Clearly, that's not the case. House Dems on verge of sealing majority of the Trump impeachment push. So if you know anything, you know that Nancy Pelosi knows herself this impeachment won't go anywhere, but she's going to try it anyway. I feel like this is a point of virtue signaling, just like when she tried to wrestle away the nuclear launch codes from the president, as if he was ever going to do that. You think if he's not going to call them to storm the Capitol, you think he's going to nuke somebody? What a retard. I mean, that is just boneheaded. That is low IQ. I wonder why she even did that. But key members of the House Judiciary Committee introduced a single article of impeachment that's 210 co-sponsors, just shy of the 217 needed to get a majority in the House of Representatives. Okay, so as of right now, Steny Hoyer says, House Majority Leader, because the time frame is so short and the need is so immediate in an emergency, we will add to proceed on a parallel path in terms of impeachment. Whether the impeachment can pass in the United States Senate is not the issue. So as you can see, they're not even interested in getting rid of him. This whole impeachment has nothing to do with getting rid of him. They pretty much know already they're not. And if they were, then they'd be bluffing, saying that they did have the votes to overturn this presidency prematurely. As of right now, the Sergeant of Arms, Paul Irving, retired. You can see that that Mike Pence is being urged to do the 25th Amendment. He's apparently not wanting to do that, thank God, which then means that Trump is not going to get pushed out of that way. The only way he could do it to get, kicked out of office really is to either die in the next 9 days or to be impeached and convicted in the Senate in the next 9 days, which is a stretch. Remember, impeachment takes I think several weeks at least, right? So this is a little silly. Now, if we look at this going further down, these House Democrats should be united against Trump, right? There's no surprise. Now, what I'm saying is whether or not the rhinos will join is the other question we're going to have here. With Mitch McConnell, I wonder what's going to happen with people like Mike Braun, with people like John Kennedy, people that are not MAGA to the death, but also are not rhinos, perhaps. So we are going through here. Among the GOP members that the Democrats want to flip over would be John Katko of New York, who nobody knows, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, who's an important congressman in a swing district in Pennsylvania, Fred Upton of Michigan, which is in a swing district, but he's been in Congress for 30 years, and I hate him, Liz Cheney of Wyoming, who's awful, and Jamie Herrera Buehler of Washington, who I don't even know who that is, doesn't matter. Across the Capitol, at least 2 Republicans, including Pat Toomey and Senator McCaskey of Alaska, have called on Trump to resign, okay, which is interesting. And also Ben Sasse is another supporter of impeachment. So we have 3 so far. According to my tally, I think there's going to be at most 12 senators that will vote to convict Donald Trump on the Republican side, which will not be enough to get rid of him. So if we look on the Communist News Network, obviously I'm kidding, but the fake news is saying that House Democrats will introduce impeachment resolution charging Trump with incitement of insurrection. So again, this impeachment thing will fall on its face, in part because of the fallacy of what's going on. If you look over here, the House Democrats want to charge him with incitement of insurrection. That's completely unwarranted. There was no insurrection at the Capitol, and even if there was, that conspiracy would have had to logically have extended to the President of the United States. And if you're going to charge him with being incompetent, then you would also want to charge D.C. Mayor and basically Governor Muriel Bowser, this black woman, and the Capitol Police and so forth. So again, they're not doing that because the Democrats are in D.C. and they don't want any blue on green or anything, friendly fire, so-called. Democrats have also tried to move the resolution Monday urging Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from power, but the House Republicans blocked the request. So the House Republicans have done their job. So, yeah, okay, props to Kevin McCarthy, props to Steve Scalise for having a brain. So that's a good thing. But as you can see here, they're already going to assume that Trump is going to be necessarily I mean, people are pissed at Trump, but is enough of the Republicans going to betray him, okay? And it is a betrayal. This is Trump's party, 95% of Republicans did vote for Trump or something. So they are, they are his bottom bitch, if you were to know what I mean. So that's a definite important thing here. They also cited the 14th Amendment, noticing that it prohibits any person who is engaged in an insurrection or rebellion against the United States from holding office. Like, really? And couldn't Trump pardon himself? Question mark, constitutional question check. Wow, that's crazy. That'd be a stretch, though. And I think also that people like Cicilline, who's a House Democrat, says that I expect will have the Republican support. So I doubt it. They're bluffing at that point. Interesting, though. So while I do think that President Trump will be impeached in the House, maybe it won't do anything. And people are saying, well, the stain of impeachment will not leave. Really? The impeachment, it was a partisan hack job. As long as the base of Trump supporters do not disagree with what he does, then his point is still there. He never was going to be the guy that would win all, over 50% of the vote. And nobody ever said that, right? I mean, this is a base movement. This is a MAGA movement. This is not, oh, well, he had the support of Murkowski, Collins, and, Adam Kissinger. This isn't the party of them. This is the party of Trump and populism and conservatism, not faggots from swing districts that are neoliberals at heart and neoconservatives, right? House Republicans have urged Democrats not to move forward with the impeachment, arguing that such a move would be decisive in the face of Biden's so-called calls for unities. Even House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is also holding a conference call with the GOP on Monday, according to a source familiar. So apparently he is doing well. One option being considered is waiting until later to send the articles to the Senate. House Democratic Whip James Clyburn, who's the black guy from South Carolina, said that Sunday the House might wait until after Biden's first 100 days in office before sending an impeachment article to the Senate to begin the trial. But Hoyer's comments seem to suggest that that's unlikely. So isn't that ridiculous to wait over 3 months to then impeach President Trump in the Senate? Like, what the hell is going on here? Really? And so far, unity? What unity? The unity would have been, oh, Trump's been decisive. We're going to forget about him, Get him out of office. All right, now we're back to normal. But no, you're going to be like, unity, but also Trump supporters, bad. Also, moderate Republicans, good. Also, neoliberal, global homo. And also, you will have to see Trump go to jail. Like, what unity is that? That's like putting Clinton in jail. And that's why Trump never really ran on unity, because he knew he wasn't going to do that. It was being more honest than Sleepy Joe, right? And the Democrats that push this narrative. So yes, Trump did what was right, and people don't want to see it happen. The impeachment won't do anything. Trump's impeachment is going to accomplish nothing. It'll make the Democrats look more petty. Yes, the resist crowd will love it, but who else cares? And their vote is inconsequential. They won't be needed for another 2 years, or they won't come out for Sleepy Joe's candidates probably. And, frankly, I don't see a win in the cards for the Democrats politically over this. This is going to be forgotten in a large extent, and I just think this is stupid and a silly move. I mean, this is such a waste. Yeah, also notice there's no coronavirus in here. Isn't that hilarious, dude? Love to see it, guys. Love to see it. Anyways, make sure you like and subscribe. Get me back to 1,000 subs. There's been a current, you should say, insurrection against Republicans on YouTube, and it sucks. The algorithm is against us now. We have the wind in front of our face, not at our backs. That's a problem. But yeah, I don't think this impeachment's going to help them, and I hope they go for it and look fucking stupid while they're doing it. I support President Trump. He did nothing wrong.
Speaker Pelosi spoke earlier tonight to CBS News about why impeachment is still so critical.
Let them go ahead and try to kick Republicans off of
What if he pardons himself?
And try to divide the country more.
What if he pardons these people who are terrorists on the Capitol?
Anyways,
or
guys,
pardons himself?
Goodbye.
He can only pardon himself from